Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
This week, we'll see what many Eurosceptics and Europhiles have been waiting for, with all the excitement of a child thinking about their Christmas wish list, even though it's only early November. David Cameron will publish his letter to the President of the European Council, setting out the broad outlines of what he wants to achieve from his renegotiation of Britain's EU membership. The upfront briefing from 10 Downing Street says that he'll challenge both the in and out campaigns to be more rigorous and honest. But to assuage the Eurosceptic majority in his party, he'll use his strongest language yet to say that if he doesn't get what he wants, he'll campaign for Britain to leave. Whether they believe him is another matter. This is what Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond had to say this morning on the Andrew Marr Show.
The British people will not be fobbed off with a set of cosmetic alterations to the way the EU works. This is about fundamental change in the direction of travel of the European Union to make sure that it works for Britain and that it is an effective organisation for all the citizens of Europe, driving our prosperity and our competitiveness in the 21st century. And if we can't do that, then we won't be able to win a referendum.
That was the Foreign Secretary. Janan, is anything happening here?
There's a problem happening for David Cameron, which is that the things that he is most likely to get from his renegotiation are not the things that will move the average voter. So what I think he's likely to get are protections for non-Euro countries within the EU. And that'll be very technical, institutional stuff, double majority voting and so forth. I think that's doable. The Germans don't want a fragmented EU between ins and outs of the currency. Does your average undecided voter decide on the basis of that? I think they're more moved by free movement and immigration, maybe even economic regulation. And so the things that he's most likely to get may not help him in a year or 18 months' time when he's campaigning to win a referendum.
You get the feeling that he's delayed telling us what he's really looking for because he knows he's bound to disappoint his own side.
Indeed, and he's got to be very careful to ask for things he knows he can get. Now, I think three of them, the main things he can get, but I think what he won't get is this 4 years delay in work benefits, because it's discriminatory, because it goes against the basic principles. And yet he's asking for that again. We could only hope that he's had a nod and a wink from 27 other countries that they will agree to that, because if he now fails to get it, it's going to be very difficult for him to say, right, I've won my renegotiation and it's a good package. So we hope this is not another bit of cavalier speech-making, which he's done before on Europe.
What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, it was interesting, amid all that hard language from Philip Hammond, he did say some of the changes will be introduced through domestic legislation. And it looks like that ban on EU migrants claiming in-work benefits for 4 years, the way the government will deal with that is that they will codify some recent European Court of Judgments that have gone in favour of the UK, and not embed it in treaty change. But the hard language about treaty change, the reason why they're sounding so tough is that George Osborne is absolutely confident, as Janan says, that he is going to get an agreement that in a future treaty change there'll be those protection for the euro outs and that Britain will get an opt-out from ever closer union. And George Osborne's view is that those protections for the euro outs is the most important thing he can get for the benefit of Britain, but he knows politically for this campaign the most important thing he's got to get are those migrant benefit restrictions.
Well, we'll see what he says on Tuesday. I think that's when the speech is being made.
I've been